an amusement park have anything to do with Clue?
Hi everyone.
Hey guys, in this video I'm going to teach you how to play Clue. I decided to go with the cheaper Grab and Go edition, which retails for $5, rather than go for the original version that retails for $10. They play the same way, both versions, except that this one's just much smaller, and it's built for you to play when you're away from home. What does an amusement park have anything to do with Clue? That's just random. Anyways, the object of this game is to figure out which character has done it, with what weapon, and where in the mansion. So I just noticed this too. Why is the board holder green on the box but it's black here? I don't know about that, but anyways, I'm gonna get everything all sorted out here. So this is what you get in Clue, the grab and go version, that is. I wonder where the other peg is. Is it underneath the cards? Yep, there it is. So you get your 2 small dice and 6 character tokens. You have some cards here. The smaller ones are actually weapon tokens. Then you have your typical cards of your guests, weapons, and rooms. You also have your little detective notebook. You do need a pen or a pencil to keep track, which is not included in this game. You have your instruction booklet, which is just one paper, just folded in half. And then finally you have your board holder with the actual game board. So the first time that you buy the grab and go version, these 2 pieces of the game board are actually adhesive, so you have to remove it first and place it on the board holder as shown, so that the word Clue in the swimming pool are aligned as such. Once you get your game board onto your board holder, you're going to take your colored tokens and place them in each respective spot. Just pay attention to the green one. If you look here, the color is very, very faint and it's very easy to miss. So after that, you're going to take your weapon tokens and then just place them in rooms. You can choose any room that you want for any weapon, just as long as a room has no more than 1 weapon. So after that, you're going to take your 3 decks of cards. You have your guest deck, your weapon deck, and then your room deck. Shuffle them all up, place them face down, then you're going to take 1 card from the top of each deck, and then place them face down in the swimming pool as shown. That is going to be the culprit of the game. After that, you can take the rest of the cards shown here, put them together, shuffle them all up without showing to any of the players, then you deal them to all the players that are playing an equal number of cards. If you have any spare cards left over, just place them face up in the swimming pool area. It's best that I put the cards face down like this. Then there'll be a spot right here for any face up spare cards. Then each player is going to get a sheet from the detective notebook. As you play, you will use this to mark off any guests, weapons, and rooms that you have seen throughout the game so that you can eliminate them and then deduce your way to the actual culprit. Just make sure that you keep your notebook hidden from other players so that they don't cheat and peek their way to victory. Choose a guest that you want to play as, and your selection will be represented by the matching colored piece. It's kind of hard to tell who's who with the booklet here or the instruction manual, as the characters shown are black and white. So you'll have to see the guest cards first before you play to see who's who. So take for example, if you want to play as Miss Scarlet, the red character, you'll be playing as the red piece. So everybody rolls 1 die, the highest roll goes first, and then players take turns in a clockwise fashion. On your turn, you're going to roll both dice and then you move that number of spaces around the board as you try to reach one of the 9 rooms. The swimming pool in the center is not a room that you can enter, despite that you see some stairs here. Another thing I like to point out is the patio over on the left. It looks like there's no doors, but the entryways are these little white squares as there are steps going into the patio. So in a way, it looks like the patio does not have a wall. You just walk right into it. So just want to point out there are 4 ways that you can get into the patio, shown right there. So as you move around the board, as shown, you can go vertical or horizontal, but you cannot move diagonally. In addition, you cannot move over or land on any other pieces on the board. You can only enter rooms through a doorway, as I mentioned, or through the steps here at the patio. The doorway does not count as a space, so once you have entered a room, that's it. You stop right there and you don't move anymore. A room may be occupied by any number of pieces and weapons. The 4 rooms in the corners of the game board have what are called secret passages. Here, the spa has a secret passage to the guest house, which is on the opposite side of the game board. The observatory has a secret passage to the kitchen. If your game piece is in one of these rooms containing a secret passage at the start of your turn, you may move your piece to that respective room, but if you do so, you cannot roll the dice for that turn. Now here's the fun part. Suggestions. When you enter a room, you make a suggestion by placing a weapon and a guest that you suspect into that room. So take for example, I choose Mrs. White as well as the knife. So I suggest, as an example, Mrs. White with the knife in the dining room. Just make sure that you're considering all guests. That includes yourself and even spare guesses as suspicious. When you make a suggestion, it must always include the room you are currently in. Once you made your suggestion, all other players must reveal any card to you that matches the guest, weapon, or room in your suggestion, starting with the player on your left. If that player has any one of those cards, they reveal to you secretly without showing that card to any of the other players. If not, then the next player going clockwise must do so, and this keeps going until any one of the players reveals one of those suggested cards. Once you see what card that matches your suggestion has been revealed to you, then you mark it on your little notebook, so then you can tell that whatever you marked is innocent for that game. Oh, and one other thing. Any pieces that get called to different rooms on the board does not get returned to their original place. So if your piece has been moved to a different room, you can make a suggestion involving that room on your next turn if you want to, but you can't just stay in that same room trying to eliminate it from your investigation. So if you want to use the same room you're in as a suggestion a second time, you have to first leave the room and then re-enter it, but keep in mind you can't leave and re-enter a room on the same turn, even if a room has different doors. Once you know how the main fundamentals works for Clue, you keep moving around the board, making suggestions, and more importantly, making just enough deductions on your notebook so that you can nail down and figure out which 3 cards are in the swimming pool. On your turn, after making a suggestion, you can make what is called an accusation. To make an accusation, you say out loud, "I accuse the guest with the weapon in the room." Once you have made your accusation, you take the 3 cards and you look at them secretly without showing them to any of the other players. If all 3 of the suspected cards matches your accusation, reveal all 3 cards to the other players, you win the game. Otherwise, if even one of those cards or more does not match your accusation, place those cards back face down on the swimming pool without showing them to the other players. You are now out from winning the game, but you still have to play to help with other players' suggestions. It's just that you can no longer make any more accusations or suggestions. You can also lose this game to what is called a false witness. If you play through the game and then you, whether by accident or on purpose, failed to show a card to another player for their suggestion and they found out later on, you are also out from making any more suggestions or accusations, but you still have to play through the game to help with other players' suggestions. So, with that being said, I'm going to take a guess to finish things off and say that I accuse Colonel Mustard with a dumbbell in the, I'm gonna say, observatory. Oh, Colonel Mustard. Candlestick! Hot poop! I got it wrong, and I didn't get dining room either. Well, I failed. And that's how you play Clue. So now that you know how Clue works, may the best detective win. And with that, that's gonna do it. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe for more, and don't forget to check out my gaming channel, Markis Be Gaming, for video game Let's Play content. I will see you later, but until then, like always, take care.